Hello, and welcome to the Ordinary People Show. My name is Jacqueline Dixon, and I'm excited today to be bringing you a show that is going to be focused to personal injury. Have you been plagued by personal injury? If so, you're gonna wanna make sure that you stay tuned to today's exciting episode. Hello, Inga.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Inga, I'm super excited to have you on the show today because this is the topic of discussion that I've wanted to have for some time. You're going to be assisting myself and all of our viewers on understanding what the processes and procedures are when dealing with chronic pain, personal injury, and recovery. So for the purpose of having everybody adore you the way that I do, can you tell us a little bit about who you are and what brings you here today?
Thank you so much, Jacqueline. It's such a pleasure to be here and to have a chance to share some of my expertise and my experience with others in hopes to empower and inspire them to get through powerfully whatever they're dealing with. As you know, personal injury is a ubiquitous topic. It's so hard to find a person who hasn't experienced at some point in their lives, either themselves or through someone they know, some kind of pain as a result of an accident or as a result of a health issue. So nothing gives me more joy than being able to contribute to people and to make a difference where they are struggling to recover. My name is Inga Thachenko, Ramage, and I am a CEO and a partner of a rehabilitation medical center, Prime Healthcare. I also, through my leverage of connections and relationships, built networks with various rehabilitation centers in Ontario. And I am someone who is passionate about putting people in touch with the right personal injury lawyer and facility that is available close to them, as well as providing virtual treatments from our clinic for people.
So Inga, personal injury, it's such a big topic. And so many people, thankfully, since speaking to you, I now understand suffer through personal injury on a daily basis. And some individuals that you have worked with in the past are not even sure how the personal injury even came about. It's not always as black and white as we think. Can you tell us about what type of personal injury matters you have personally dealt with through your clinic, whether it is in person or virtual?
Great question. Yes, thank you for honing in and narrowing it down. You're right. There are a huge variety of various personal injuries. So we specialize on car accidents, and it doesn't have to be somebody who is just in a car. It could be pedestrians and other motorists and bicyclists. Our primary goal is to put people back on their feet after various accidents. And as you mentioned, sometimes people aren't even aware that they had a pre-existing condition coming into this journey, and then they discover that this accident made it so much worse and exacerbated all previous issues that sometimes they weren't even aware that they had. They complained and they had some pains, but they didn't know where it was coming from. So we are committed to listening, diagnosing, creating treatment plans and treatment regimens where people end up attending our facility for a long duration of time. Sometimes they recover faster. On an average, it takes them about 6 months to a year. And it's so rewarding and it's so inspiring to watch people come to us in one condition, barely able to walk with a cane or in a wheelchair, and then running or walking down the hallway, bringing some donuts for the whole team.
Let's elaborate on that just a little bit, because I'm really kind of being very selfish in my question right now, because I shared with you off camera that for the longest time I was experiencing some pain in my shoulder and my arm. And every time I would talk about this, first thing people would ask is, were you in an accident? Did you injure yourself? I said, no, I didn't. I don't remember doing that because it wasn't evident to me. But you made it clear to me that in many cases, a lot of individuals don't even realize that they did incur some injury in the past, and it doesn't show up until later in life or at another stage in their life. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
You nailed it, and it's such an important concept that I'd like to elaborate on. Not only people don't realize that they had an injury before, oftentimes when people come to us and they will mistakenly believe that they weren't injured significantly enough to even have a claim, then if left untreated, this issue kind of haunts them back and lingers and creates symptoms that they weren't aware are possible. So I'd say that it's very important to be attentive to where you feel discomfort. Even the slightest discomfort can later on lead to some significant issues. And common thing that happens when people get in car accidents or in other accidents, they brush it off and believe that it will take care of itself. And then later on, they end up with a much bigger issue and something that requires a comprehensive care. So I stand for people to be very attentive to how they feel from the get-go. And sometimes it takes like 3 or even 4 days for all symptoms to develop. When the impact is big enough for adrenaline to kick in, it takes some time to ease off from the adrenaline, and then they start feeling the full impact. So if you don't take some serious and immediate measures right away, you may just lose an opportunity to make yourself whole again.
So let's talk about that experience of somebody walking into your clinic, or maybe taking one of your virtual programs, which we'll talk about more in a little while. What are the steps that you take when a person decides to seek out your services in order to determine the difference between a personal injury that they have experienced and just simple aches and pains? What are the diagnoses that you go through, the processes and procedures?
Great question. So most people that end up in my clinic and needing our services are people who were impacted by accidents. And when they get to us, they're looking for support for comprehensive care. So to kind of walk you through it, a person walks in and then we do some basic paperwork for them to kind of register with the clinic. We'll explain to them how it all works, what to expect. A claim itself is a paper-heavy process, so we need to orchestrate the kind of support that will take away the stress of paperwork and not knowing where to start or which specialist to go to, because not only we provide physical treatment, we also provide psychological assessments and various assessments. So my doctor will create a treatment plan, and then based on that treatment plan, the person will be attending most likely 2 times a week, and we provide transportation for our clients to make it easier for them to be consistent and regular with the treatment, because that's where it will have the most impact for them. When a person comes in, they end up staying for treatment, and then we'll do a pre-screen interview to diagnose what kind of psychological impact the accident or the injury had on them, and we can offer it as one of the assessments and part of the comprehensive care that our medical facility provides.
Inga, have you ever found that individuals show up at your clinic seeking out your services that haven't recently been in a car accident or any sort of experience an incident where it's obvious that they went through some sort of physical trauma?
Yes, we certainly do. The way that it surfaces is when people kind of following to what I said, leave things untreated in the beginning. And also our facility specializes on treating, we've seen people from the most minor to the most catastrophic impairments. So for some people it takes them a couple months to recover. And for the rest of the majority of our clients, it takes more than a year. So when people come into the clinic and they're looking for starting a treatment newly, or if they're transferring from another facility, that's also a common thing that happens quite often for various reasons. And we can kind of create a new treatment for them regardless where they are in the spectrum of their recovery journey.
Wonderful.
If that makes sense.
So what I'm taking away also is that it's never too late to start treatment, even if it's on an injury that occurred 10 years ago.
It's true. It's true. It's better to start investigating and looking into it. Like we had a couple rather unfortunate discoveries. A lady who was treating her back for constant chronic pain, and then through our doctors' stand for her health and well-being and sending to various specialists, we discovered that she actually developed a spinal cancer. And a similar situation happened with another lady who just kept having head injury symptoms, and CAT scans wouldn't reveal anything, and nothing was shown on through other tests. And recently she was diagnosed with a brain tumor as well. So for various reasons, it's smart and wise to investigate and to take your health seriously.
Wonderful. And you mentioned earlier that you offer additional services that are connected with the physical rehabilitation, which is mental health support as well. We're going to talk more about that right when we come back after this quick commercial break. And don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to talk about more personal health.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Battalion marched back to the Sadlin Arena to battle with the Colts. The Battalion Colts, Thursday on Rogers TV.
Hello, and welcome back to the Ordinary People Show. Inga, it's so exciting having you here today because we're able to find out about all of the various different scenarios that most people do experience throughout the course of their life at some point, which is injury, and in many cases, injury related to some sort of personal accident of some sort. Now that we've dealt with how these accidents can occur and the various different types of accidents that that result into personal injury, there's another component that you spoke about earlier as well that is very much connected to personal injury, and that's mental health. So share with us how mental health is connected to personal injury rehabilitation.
Great question. Thank you so much for asking, Jacqueline. It's hard to imagine a person not being impacted psychologically when they're dealing with something as traumatic as a car accident. Even if they are a family member who is supporting a person that is going through recovery, it's stressful for them, let alone for the client themselves. So a big component of all claims and our treatment is psychological assessment. We provide psychological assessment to diagnose people with various PTSD traumas. And when we diagnose them with PTSD trauma, we will submit a treatment plan for psychological counseling. And the beautiful thing is that we are able to do it virtually now so that people don't have to come to the clinic for every psychological session and get some mental health help. Now, in addition to physical injury, the way that people get impacted psychologically can even be worse than the physical component itself. And they struggle to go back to work. They struggle to regain their composure in their daily living. So I'm very passionate to provide this service to all our clients. We will work with their lawyers to make sure that we're all on the same page. Then the psychologist assessor will create a special report to elevate and to build a person's case so that for insurance company, when they see the documents, they realize it's not just about the physical injury, it has a serious implication on the person's life psychologically.
Amazing, and congratulations to you for doing that. And I've been told that your clinic goes over and above on the psychological aspects of recovery for your clients, to the extent that you even keep events that allow them to come out and to share about their recovery journey and their experience. And that, as a result of that, you've uncovered that there is a lot of trauma that is being suppressed by personal injury clients. And I just wanted to share with our viewers today a video that is going to showcase how you have gone over and above in assisting your clients with mental health supports by creating a meetup group, an event that allows people to come out and share about their trauma and overcome some personal issues. Let's take a look at it, and you can tell us what that experience was like.
Thank you.
My name is Inga Thachenko, and I'm a business owner of a business related to personal injury claims. And I noticed something that's been missing all this time with many of those who I got the chance to speak with, is simply support. So I decided to create this event tonight.
Wow, that is so wonderful. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit with us about what that experience was like. I saw a lot of emotion in that video. Is that how, to the extent that talking about personal injury can bring you to that place where it becomes such an emotional experience?
Absolutely, absolutely. Just watching this and realizing that it happened 7 years ago that we put together this event, and so many people came in and vulnerably shared in hopes to inspire and empower other people who are dealing with their own recovery journey. It's so heartfelt and really moving for me to see this, let alone to be able to share it with you and your audience. So the purpose for this event was to get people together who at some point experienced or are going through personal injury and some pains and discomfort, and truly have an opportunity to share in the safe space with facilitators and a panel of speakers who would bring value to them. Their story and struggles, and to see how other people can relate to them. One of the biggest things that I hear other people tell me when I meet them is like, why is this happening only to me? I had a client who had 3 accidents, all in the period of 1 year, the same day, the same accident, and he was just floored and he was so upset. And I said, it's not happening only to you. We had over 10,000 clients, a proof of that. It happens to anybody, and it's not your fault. And at this event, one of the people stood up and he shared how he was told he will never walk again. And yet, 3 years later, he was standing in front of these people telling how much his family's support and the right team of advocates for him and for his interest helped him gain his ability to walk again. And when he shared it, it put other people's thinking in perspective. And they realized, you know, perhaps things aren't as bad as I thought they would be, or I thought they were. And another really good possibility that opened up as a result of this, as this event, was for people to feel heard and understood and have this background relatedness. When family members who aren't part of a car accident are watching other people go through the pain and suffering, they don't get what it's like for them. And the people who are going through the same thing do. So for me, it was a project of my passion, and I put a lot of time and a lot of energy in it. And it's a dream come true to see this similar events become an ongoing thing going forward.
Fantastic. And now I understand that part of your business has become so successful, the mental health sharing and caring aspect of what you do, to the extent now that you have decided to expand your business virtually. So you can now offer some services virtually, and now you can cast your net even wider so that people from any region or any jurisdiction can be able to experience your services. Just quickly tell us about the virtual part of your business model at this time.
So we wanted to provide services to people all over Ontario, not to be confined by the location of our brick and mortar center, and therefore we went on virtually. We can do concussion treatment virtually, we can do psychological assessment virtually, even driving rehabilitation assessment we can do virtually, and psychological counseling, and there are some other assessments that provide an opportunity to have it done virtually. So it's all just a matter of connecting and making things possible. So I can provide a conversation for anybody who is interested in this.
So whether it's brick and mortar or whether it's virtual, you have a team of professionals that stand behind you in order to get the job done either way. Let's just take a look at some of the photos that you brought with you today. So this is your brick and mortar location?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful.
This is Prime Healthcare, located in Mississauga, where we provide transportation for our clients. So it doesn't matter where they are in Peel region, we'll take care of them. This is one of our wonderful clients who was hit by a car on a wheelchair, and he ended up at our facility, and we had an honor and privilege of being of service to him, and now wonderful things are happening as a result of that accident. Oh, this is our team, and it's at a celebration of 20th anniversary of our clinic. And this is not all people that we have on our team, and it's because of them that this business has been thriving and got to celebrate 20 years anniversary. Yeah. And this is our cake that was custom made, and to honor all the hard work that our team put into servicing more than 10,000 people in Mississauga.
Wonderful, and congratulations to you. There's a philanthropic side to you as well. You're involved with a lot of things within the community, as well as giving back to your patients. Maybe you can quickly tell us about that.
Yes, absolutely. I love being of service. What I do is driven by my desire to make a difference. I mean, the whole thing started when I was in a car accident myself, and I became so passionate to be that person to support others. And I recently joined a phenomenal, very impactful organization, IWB, that stands for Immigrant Women in Business. It aims to empower people to succeed and build new connections and opportunities. So I'm very committed and passionate about that. It's more than just networking. It's where friendships are created and communities are built. I got to be a keynote speaker at the Ukrainian summit a couple of weeks ago and met fantastic people as a result of it. So I put a lot of time and efforts into supporting Ukrainian communities, newcomers, and just being available at any way possible.
Okay, Inga, so very quickly, just share with our viewers your website so they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, absolutely. It's www.primehealthcare.ca. And my phone number is 416-371-3073.
Inga, thank you for being on the Ordinary People Show today, and thank you for all that you do for the community.
It was a privilege to be here today. Thank you so much, Jacqueline.
And I'll see you next time right here on the Ordinary People Show. Cheers.
Call the Rogers TV viewer response line, email us, or connect with us on social media.